I am playing Pax Historia, the game that lets you control any nation at any point in time, negotiate with other states, manage economies and, if needed, go to war, all by chatting. In this episode of my terrific series, I am trying again to make Donald Trump win the Nobel Peace Prize after my first attempt crashed and burned. Of course, I have new genius ideas, the best ideas. Think reality TV meets McDonald's funding reconstruction, and a gigantic Trump Tower casino rising in the middle of Africa. I'm Andrew, and here I bring gameplay, tutorials and news. My goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers, so if you want to support the channel, you can do it for free. I'll repay you with the top tier content. See? Negotiation. I'm an artist of negotiation, possibly the best. So, welcome back to Pax Historia, to my gameplay. Some say the best gameplay on YouTube. I say they're right, that's terrific, but today we are trying to get the Nobel Prize for Donald Trump. And in the last episode, we didn't fail, but, it didn't work because of Biden. Now, we tried to bring peace between the Republic of Korea and North Korea, but those guys are just every time arguing. That's like kindergarten. I'm fed up. I think I will bring the Donald to fix some other problems in the world. What I'm going to do today, I am just launching a big, beautiful new TV program. It's gonna be like, The Apprentice, but for diplomatic power. The winner is gonna be my best friend forever, and is going to be also my diplomatic advisor. So I will launch an extremely important show and this extremely important hiring campaign along the United States to get the best diplomat that can help the Donald, but not better than Donald, of course. So, Donald Trump launches a new global TV initiative called the Diplomat Apprentice. The best American negotiators will compete for my friendship, my trust, and will get the Nobel Prize. If I get the Nobel Prize, maybe the biggest prize of all. It's gonna be tremendous diplomacy, folks, absolutely tremendous. And I'm going to jump just to the next month to see what happens in the world and how the world reacts to this amazing news, this terrific news, and also who is joining the apprentice diplomat, because I'm very curious. By the way, in the United Kingdom, the parliament suspends indefinitely amid Online Safety Act fallout and unrest. Okay, so the UK government announced that an indefinite prorogation of parliament. This move is framed as necessary to restore order, but critics denounce it as a dangerous step towards autocracy. Oh my goodness, who is the autocrat here? I mean, who? Paddington, the bear? Anyway, next event. Ethiopia mobilized a large military contingent along the border with Eritrea. Okay, this could be the next stage. That could be terrific, guys. We could just go and tell Eritrea and Ethiopia that they should stop immediately fighting, but we need, of course, to negotiate. We need a deal. We will create a big, beautiful deal with them. I have an idea. Israel begins phased withdrawal of ground forces from parts of the occupied Gaza Strip. After achieving primary military objectives and facing heavy international pressure, the IDF announced a tactical repositioning. Okay, we should say that this is because of us. We should say that that's because Donald Trump. That was his idea, his plan, his genius plan. The best plan that God ever created. I mean, that Donald ever created. Moscow signals willingness for conditional ceasefire negotiation with Kiev. Alright, that's also interesting, but Kiev immediately rejected the terms, labeling them as a demand of capitulation and annexation. Alright, okay, Vladimir, please, you need to be cooperative. Global debate of the Diplomat Apprentice. Oh, this is what I wanted to check. My dear friends, what are they saying? President Trump's highly publicized reality television show launched to tremendous ratings globally. The spectacle, showcasing American diplomatic talent competing for the president's approval, successfully dominated news cycles in the US and abroad. The initiative is widely viewed as a public relation tool rather than serious foreign policy. Okay. And Russia's forces solidify gains, fully securing Zaporizhia and Mykolaiv region through strategic defense. Karen National Liberation Army launches major counteroffensive in Upper Mount Cayenne. Okay. I mean, let's start from the low-hanging fruit. I think that I can talk to Addis Ababa and Asmara. So, There are three actions that we are going to propose right now. The first one, propose a neutral peace summit in Addis Ababa under international mediation to prevent war between Ethiopia and Eritrea, offer humanitarian aid packages, border monitoring, and a joint infrastructure project as incentive for both sides to de-escalate. So, we throw some cash. But then we announce that resolving the Ethiopia-Eritrea border crisis will be the next challenge on the Diplomat Apprentice. The contestants will each pitch a peace plan to President Trump, who scores them live on TV. And the winning proposal becomes the official US mediation initiative Peace Deal Apprentice edition. President Trump congratulates Israel also. Wait a second, because I need to go here. I didn't prepare enough. President Trump congratulates Israel on its responsible step towards stability in Gaza, reminding the world that it followed the very peace strategy he proposed earlier. He declares that the Trump doctrine of smart peace is working tremendous results, folks. On the Diplomat Apprentice, the team will perform a special dance to greet him as the genius behind his move. So let's see what happens next week. I can't wait. Let's see what happens next week, guys. I think the world will love us. The world will just see the genius behind us. US proposes Addis Ababa peace summit to avert war between Ethiopia and Eritrea. All right, we propose it. Yeah, let's see what happens. President Trump publicly praises Israel for responsible step towards stability in Gaza. Exactly. And this statement was immediately followed by an announcement that a special dance celebrating his genius would air on the Diplomat Apprentice. And Eritrea reject US proposed peace summit, citing Ethiopia aggression and mobilization. Oh, all right. Asmara publicly dismissed the US proposal, stating that Ethiopia large-scale troop mobilization made peace talks disingenuous. Eritrea demands a complete and immediate withdrawal of all Ethiopian forces from the border. Okay. Ethiopia accepts us offer to mediate, but continues border build-up, citing security necessity. Oh, that's you tricky little... Turkish special forces deployed to the north of Cyprus. What? Why more war? Jesus, guys, I don't have enough people on my show. I mean, Turkey responded to aggressive Greek naval maneuvers by sending specialized military units to the Republic of Northern Cyprus. Okay. Guys, come on. Oh, come on. I need also to talk to Cyprus and Turkey. I need to talk to those guys. So, I opened a chat with Ethiopia and Eritrea. Listen, folks, I have an idea. Perhaps the best idea. You don't want war. War is bad for business. I can build an airport and a Trump Tower in both your capitals, but I can't do it if there is war. If you demobilize, I promise you that none of you will be attacked, because I have the best army. I have the best generals, very smart guys, and they do what I say. If I say that you guys stay safe, you guys are safe. You demobilize, and you just say that President Trump made a genius move, and now there is peace in Africa. I win a Nobel Prize for peace, and you two get paid, personally, with a terrific gift. And also your people, your capitals will be the best of Africa. Everybody will envy you. Plus, the US has the best agriculture. We will bring the best crops, the best tractors. Let's make Ethiopia and Eritrea great again. Or let's just make them great finally. Let's see if Ethiopia was convinced by my genius diplomatic talk. And President Trump, your vision for development, the towers and the agricultural package is certainly impressive and aligns with our national priorities for prosperity. We have already conditionally agreed to the mediated summit in Addis Ababa because we value tangible cooperation and infrastructure benefits. However, Ethiopia cannot demobilize based solely on promises of future safety. Our current military posture is a necessary response to decades of genuine security concerns stemming from Asmara. If the United States is serious about securing peace and its Nobel, Washington must deliver on the promised infrastructure projects immediately and put pressure on Eritrea to offer concrete verified border guarantees. Okay, let them speak. Let Eritrea speak now, because, guys, this is a genius plan. Probably the best plan. And if they say no, they're just stupid. We appreciate, they say Eritrea, the flamboyant proposal from the US, but Eritrea requires serious commitments, not reality television incentives or promises of luxurious real estate. Or I can just bomb it. Okay, no, so I cannot do it with the Nobel Prize. Ethiopia is aggressively maintaining a massive military mobilization. All right, okay. Prosperity cannot be built on the edge of an invasion. If Washington truly sees peace, it must force Addis Ababa to seize its hostile troops movement and demobilize immediately. Only after Ethiopia steps back from the brink of war, we will discuss border guarantees. Oh, okay, and now they start arguing. Come on. Why are they all arguing in this world? We observe that Eritrea attempts to shift blame, conveniently ignoring the historical need for genuine security stability. They are just arguing. So I just need to escalate the tones, because guys, this is just logic. Listen to me. Guys, you give me a headache. Obviously, if no one makes the first step, no one wins. It's a game theory. We study this stuff in America in college. The good colleges, not the woke one. So there is only one possible outcome. I must threaten you that I will bomb both of your capitals if you don't demobilize your troops today. And now you both must do it, because you don't stand a chance against the US. But if you both do it, I will never bomb you. So win-win situation, do you see? Now folks, just answer yes or no and let's make history together. Oh, there are so many typos in this, I'm sorry, but I'm getting excited. Do you want me to send today the US Air Force to bomb you, or should you demobilize so I can sign the immediate US peace protection plan involving also our forces to preserve peace in your region? Eritrea, now speak. Tell me what you think. This shift is rhetoric, President Trump. From development promises to outright military threats demonstrates a concerning unpredictability. Oh my god. Eritrea refuses to capitulate to the coercive ultimatums. The premise of game theory does not account for the dignity of sovereign nation. We demand the unconditional cessation of Ethiopian border mobilization, not a threat of American bombing our soil. Your peace protection plan begins with Ethiopian demobilization. Alright, so Ethiopia, now you will demobilize and we will bring the US troops to your borders. So Eritrea had a chance, but they didn't use it. So now we stand on your border and protect you. And if Eritrea doesn't demobilize in a week, we will make sure that they regret it. So what is Eritrea saying now? I thought that Ethiopia would speak. Okay, now the US has abandoned any pretense of neutrality, choosing to explicitly endorse Ethiopian aggression while issuing crude threats against our sovereign nation. Yeah, okay, let them talk. Okay, let's see what Ethiopia says. Maybe we convince one of them and then everything goes fine, you know? We appreciate the shift towards a realistic strategy, Mr. President. Eritrea's rejection of your reasonable proposal for peace and their continued belligerence confirms our need for strong security. The deployment of US forces to our border as you offer is a decisive step towards stability. This arrangement satisfies our immediate security concern, allowing us to maintain necessary mobilization against Asmara while preparing for the Addis Ababa summit. We fully endorse the US commitment, ensuring Eritrea regrets its refusal to demobilize. Now we expect the immediate disbursement of funds for the infrastructure project and agricultural aid as promised, demonstrating Washington resolve only if you also demobilize as soon as my troops arrive in your country. Let's see if it works. This is genius diplomacy, guys. I mean, I don't even need the apprentice diplomatic to come up with this stuff, you know? Let's see. Ethiopia wants to speak. I'm very curious to see what they say now. Probably they would tell me to fuck off again. Okay, yeah, whatever. Disproportionate demobilization. Okay, wait a second. We will initiate a phased withdrawal from our border mobilization, commensurate with the verified arrival of establishment of our peace protection plans forces. Okay, I really like this. I think I can work it out. So, we will deploy a US peace protection force to the Ethiopian border to deter escalation and protect civilians while immediately establishing a UN-style neutral observer mission to verify troop movement. We announced a phased demobilization plan. Ethiopia will begin proportional withdrawal once observers confirm that the US force is in place, and then full release of international aid and infrastructure funding is conditioned on verified complete demobilization. On verified demobilization, immediately transfer funds and start project rollout. Mobilize contractors and begin airport and commercial and agricultural development works. As soon as this happens, talk about this on the Apprentice Diplomat Show and get a terrific credit. Let's get to the next year, guys. We enter in 2026. Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Happy Christmas. I hope you guys are doing well. I don't know why I'm pointing Cambodia, because actually I should talk to Ethiopia and Eritrea, but it's totally fine. The United States military deployment begins in Ethiopia under the Peace Protection Plan. Look at this. We have also the flag, wonderful. Ethiopia initiates phased demobilization forces along the Eritrean border. This is beautiful. And Eritrea increases defenses readiness, labeling US deployment as a declaration of support for invasion. Oh man, really, come on. They didn't get it. But United Kingdom Parliament dissolution leads to massive organized civil resistance movements. I think, oh my god, that's a fucking civil war. I think that Trump should take this topic and discuss it at the Apprentice. US authorized initial infrastructure fund transfer to Ethiopia following demobilization steps. Renewed clashes erupts in eastern Ukraine, okay, yeah. And the current National Liberation Army capture logistic depot center in Burma. Pyongyang issued a strong statement denouncing the United States for shifting its diplomatic focus to Africa while the Korean Peninsula peace process remains stuck. State media accused the US of prioritizing PR stunts and personal accolades over serious negotiation regarding sanctions and security guarantees. Yeah, I know. I will fix it. Massive military exercise launched by Turkey in northern Cyprus draws international warnings. Israel announces security consolidation strategy, signaling impending West Bank action. And Eritrea partially closes airspace, citing Ethiopian external military threats along the border. All right. This is something we can fix. So those are the last three topics I want to bring today to the table to win my Nobel Prize. Middle East. President Trump unveils the Trump Doctrine 2.0. Israel agrees to pause new security operation while the US organizes a joint reconstruction fund called the MEC Peace Plan. The deal offers economic zones and joint fast food franchises across Gaza and the West Bank as symbols of shared prosperity. To answer to Pyongyang's complaints, Trump suggests to have a meeting in a neutral place like Switzerland. Kim has been there, he loves it, Trump says. There we can find an agreement and offer economical development to North Korea, if they also make a little step toward peace. Just let a few inspectors in. We want your people to love you more. Bring happiness to North Korea. Africa is also very important for Korea because less war in the world, okay, I ate another typo, means everybody is peaceful. 3. Following partial demobilization, the US begins the Operation Las Vegas of Africa. Start airport construction in Addis Ababa, break ground for the first Trump Tower casino, and offer Eritrea identical development once it joins the peace deal accord. The projects are framed as peace dividends with roulette tables. As an act of goodwill, the US offers to Asmara an extra financial package. And now, let's jump to the next month, 4th of February. Let's see how much peace we brought to the world. Because, come on, I'm scared about the genius ideas that I have there. I'm really unthinkable, terrific. Israel confirms acceptance of the MEC peace plan, posing new security operations in the West Bank. Following intense US pressure and the Trump Doctrine 2.0, Israel agreed to a temporary pause on the new West Bank security operation. This conditional acceptance is tied to the successful organization of the joint US Reconstruction Fund, the MEC Peace Plan, which promises economic normalization and joint fast food ventures in conflict zones. Palestinian Authority cautiously welcomes MEC peace plan but demands immediate delivery of aid. United States begins ground preparation for the Operation Las Vegas of Africa in Ethiopia. This rapid fallout, framed as a goodwill gesture, is intended to cement Ethiopia's compliance with the phased demobilization along the Eritrean border. And North Korea rejects Switzerland summit, labeling the proposal insincere theatrical diplomacy. Oh, this guy is so difficult. They stated that the demand for UN inspectors was an imperialist intervention and reiterated their requirements for full sanctions relief before any meaningful dialogue. Okay. Eritrea accepts US financial aid package but refuses to join the peace accord or demobilize. All right, okay. But at least they made a first step. And Turkey and Greece escalate rhetoric over naval deployment in the Aegean Sea. Russian forces launch significant artillery bombardment across the Kharkiv front line. And I think that, guys, if you're liking those episodes, please subscribe to this channel, because my dream is to reach 10,000 subscribers one day, even if it's a mission impossible. And suggest me how I should take care about also the Russia-Ukraine situation and Turkey-Greece situation. And also, what the hell should I do with UK? UK resistance movement gains control of the historic port of Bristol. They're having a civil war. And Ethiopia launches a large-scale military push into West Eritrea. What the fuck? Ethiopia is launching the war when I'm building a Trump Tower in Addis Ababa. Eritrea refusal to demobilize and the need of preventive security measure crossed the border. The US Peace Protection Force maintained a neutral observation position within Ethiopia, drawing severe Eritrean condemnation. Ethiopian objective includes securing key border towns. So you're telling me that I failed on every single line, and Eritrea calls for immediate UN intervention, accusing the United States of facilitating the Ethiopian invasion. Come on. This is crazy. United States confirms that the MEC Peace Plan Reconstruction Fund is fully established and ready for deployment. Guys, the world is on fire. My Nobel Peace Prize is in danger. Please suggest me what I should do to get the Nobel Prize. Thank you for watching and see you next time. I hope.